Hey, this is Jersey. You're listening to the Garden State.
You're listening to The Garden State, the only New Jersey podcast that gives you all the news you need to hear this week. My name is Josh Sobo.
My name is Josh Chomik.
And I'm Jimmy Parks.
And we are back once more, live from Elizabeth, New Jersey, the heart of Jersey.
Vintage City offices, baby.
Yes, sir. We are live in our studio here at the Vintage City offices space here in Elizabeth. And every week I come in here, I have to say, point of pride. I walk in, I see the neon sign going, and it's just good to be back.
It's a good feeling.
Yeah, so if you're a small business owner or if you operate any sort of business, a huge business, and you're looking for an office space to work out of, you can go to vintagecityoffices.com/Garden State, and you can fill out a little form there and come work in this space. We're really grateful to be here, and it's good to be back for another week at the Garden State.
It's great not being in my living room, that's for sure.
Yeah, I kind of, when we started in my living room, there was a deadline on my living room because my wife was pregnant. So we were like, okay, eventually we're going to have to leave here. I was explaining this to someone the other day because we started in my living room. And then that was kind of miserable because we'd have to block the HVAC vent in the
wintertime, yeah. And in the summertime, it got way too hot. It became really an oven in that living room.
But there was something special about the early days, being in a living room.
Remember Christmas?
Christmas, man. We had the Christmas
tree.
episode. We need to get a Christmas tree in here when it's Christmas time.
I think we need to.
I was thinking about that today because I don't really know why. When I come in here, my brain is on another wavelength. And for the listeners at home, we've been recording. Well, today we started at 7, but usually you guys are here you were here at 6:15 today.
I got here at 6 today.
Yeah, I was here at 6:15.
You guys are on that early morning grind.
Oh yeah. It's the best time of the day. And now it's getting, the sunrise is starting later and later. So It was nice and dark this morning on the drive. Absolutely gorgeous.
I can't believe that's starting already. So the sun is already starting to go later and later.
After June 20th, it started going downhill from there, bro.
It was dark last night, 7:30. It wasn't good.
So what time is sunrise in mid-June?
5:45 or something like that.
And then now it's closer to what?
Currently it's 6:22.
6:22, okay. Yeah, because when I was up, it was pretty dark.
Days are getting shorter. It's not good.
It's kind of sad.
But fall, guys, fall is so great. These chilly, 70-degree days we've been having randomly the past week or two, gorgeous.
Yeah, I like fall. I was talking to my wife about it. I really like. We're gonna make a trip out to Ort Farms at some point.
Nice.
Do some pumpkin picking.
It's almost that time.
There is some fun stuff. The beauty of the Garden State is we get a full-fledged 4-season calendar. There is no we get a real fall, we get a real winter, we get a real spring and a real summer, and not every state can say that.
Dude, that's my bragging point about New Jersey. We have it all.
Yeah, we do.
And that's what I think I forget sometimes. I go to California, I'm like, oh, I wonder what it'd be like to be here in December.
It's weird. I've been to LA in December a few times. It's weird because it's warm and people have Christmas decorations.
I was going to say, they put up Christmas lights still?
Yes, but it's just there's no snow. It's not cold. It doesn't feel like Christmas. How do you live in California? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know. Christmas in the Northeast of the United States is probably, to be honest with you, this is going to be a super spicy take. We have probably one of the best Christmases in the world. I think there's parts of Europe that have really good Christmas, but Christmas in New York, and I've seen comments online about this, when they do the nostalgic Christmas videos on TikTok and stuff.
That's what I was thinking.
People are like, oh man, I live in Australia and I've always dreamed of going to New York for Christmas. And I'm like, you're not missing much, trust me. It's kind of not the best, but you go upstate New York or out in Jersey, Christmas is pretty awesome.
Get some snow on the ground.
Yeah.
A wet Christmas with no snow, it's not that great. But we need some snow this year because last year we didn't get anything.
Nothing.
Yeah.
So it's kind of pathetic.
All right. Well, welcome back to the listeners. Every week we start our podcast. We like to do a little weekend recap. Do we have that soundbite still?
Weekend recap.
Nice. Perfect timing. Guys, how was your weekend?
Dude, the weekend was wonderful, bro. Jimmy and I, we had a stacked weekend. We were traveling with Arizona, the band, not the state, from Glen Rock, New Jersey. The boys played Stone Pony, sold out show. Fire.
It was my first time to the Stone Pony,
Same
which
here.
is hard for me to believe since I've been going to shows in New Jersey my whole life, but I just never made it to
I'm
the Stone
ashamed
Pony.
to say it was my first time at the Stone Pony too, and it was freaking awesome, dude.
Legendary venue, the home of Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, I was going to ask you guys because I was invited, but I couldn't make it out. But I've never been to the Stone Pony either. What's it like inside?
It's pretty cool. Like the room is smaller than I thought. 900 people fit in there somehow, but it felt smaller than that. They have all these autographed guitars on the wall from people who played there over the years. But just like such a legendary spot.
So-
and we saw our friend Lauren Dew.
Yes, Lauren Dew. Shout out to Lauren Dew from News 12. I heard. Question though about the guitar thing before we talk about that. Is the Stone Pony legendary beyond the scope of New Jersey, or is it legendary to us because of Bruce Springsteen playing there and like?
No, I think it's pretty legendary worldwide.
Really?
Kind of like Gilman Street in Oakland, California.
I'm not gonna lie, I don't know what Gilman Street is. I've never heard of that.
Okay, whatever.
Most legendary music venues. Rolling Stone, the 10 best live music venues. 5 Ave, Minneapolis, Washington, D.C., Philly, Los
Fillmore
Angeles,
must be in there somewhere.
Colorado, Brooklyn Steel.
Nah, this is a weird list
Yeah.
because if Brooklyn Steel is on that, bro, that's like a newer venue.
That just opened like 2 years ago.
Yeah, but no, I feel like everyone in the music scene knows the Stone Pony.
Yeah.
Like I've always heard the Stone Pony.
Yeah, but we're also from Jersey. That's kind of what I was asking. Like, I've always heard it too, but then I'm like, would somebody in Arizona, the state, not the band, go, oh man, the Pony in Jersey, man. I've heard that
I think
place
you got to
is
be like
crazy.
a pretty hardcore music fan to
Okay.
know it.
Okay,
like
gotcha.
your
That's-
average everyday Joe is not going to know about the Stone Pony.
I don't know. According to the Stone Pony's official website, so it's definitely not biased, they say most rock critics and historians that I come in contact with on a regular basis feel that the Stone Pony is one of the greatest rock clubs of all time. So it's from the Stone
Well,
Pony's
that's
website.
But also they said rock historians and people who are really, really into it. Like
yeah.
a normal person like me and you, who if we were living in like California, we probably wouldn't know about the Stone Pony. But if you're from Jersey, you know what the Stone Pony is. And it was freaking sick.
Wait, so you guys go for the show. Was there an opener for the set, or is it who was the opener?
A band there by the name of Almost Monday.
Cool.
Some San Diego kids. They were freaking awesome.
Cool. Were they like SoCal kind of beach rock?
Yeah,
That's-
basically
that scene is coming back hard
and
right
they
now.
look. These 3 kids just look like they just surf all day.
Yep.
And their whole Instagram is just surfing. I was like, wow, they're like the typical like San Diego bro.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I saw Jimmy Parks put a sticker on the wall.
Yeah.
So we are in the Stone Pony.
We're
True,
in there
yeah.
officially.
Nice.
In like a
Garden
main
State.
area, like everyone could see that sticker if they go.
Yeah.
It's right in the back near front of house.
It's very cool.
And then Sunday we went to we were in Montauk, so for another show.
Wow.
And the Jersey show was the best. Montauk is just so like bougie and like
I had
everyone's
such a good
rich.
time, though.
It was fun though.
Such
It was a good
time.
weekend. It was a good time. So we missed you, Sobo.
Where were you in Montauk though?
Surf Lodge.
That sounds.
It's another like venue slash
Awesome.
club. Yeah, it was cool.
I've heard that place is pretty hard to get into.
Gets packed,
It's pretty exclusive, but
dude. Yeah, because like it's so.
Were you on the roof when I saw in your story? You took a video of the band playing
There's
with the
like
ocean behind them.
it's like a scaffolding, so like not anyone can go up there, like, but they let me because I'm a photographer, so like I just go up there and get a cool photo, overlooking everyone, and it's just like it's cool. It was a good time, and then we got back, and now we're here.
So we got a mailbag that actually intersects with your guys' experience on the shore. But before we do that, do you want to give a shout out to any listeners that you ran into at the Pony?
we ran into a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of people who showed up. And they're like, oh, I was listening to the podcast and now I'm here at the show. So shout out to everyone who we got to meet. I don't remember everyone's names, but
One of my favorite experiences was we were just like walking down the road and then we were passing this girl and like just as we were passing her, she was like, hi, Josh. It was
Yeah,
just like,
dude.
there was no
I was
warning.
like, whoa, right in my face. I was like, hey, what's up?
Wow.
Yeah, so yeah, we met a lot of cool people. So it was
That's
a
great.
great time.
Very Jersey experience to go to the Stone Pony and see the Garden State podcast.
I can't wait to be back. It was such a fun time. And also have like the Arizona, they're a bunch of Jersey boys. So
Yeah.
like it was perfect for them. They were so stoked and they sold out the place. So it was just a crazy experience.
Now that the show is over, are we allowed to talk about what was potentially going to happen at that show that we said no to?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
So before when they booked the show, they came to us and were like, "We want you guys to be the openers for the show."
I was with Nate and Dave, and they're like, "Yo, does the Garden State podcast want to like open it up like a 30-minute like live podcast?" And like I was just like, I talked to the boys, and we're just like, I don't think anyone would even. I don't even know how that would go.
Yeah,
my gut immediately was like, no, not because. For any other reason than I don't think it's the right format for a podcast.
It would have been, it wouldn't have worked.
My ego is like, yes, that sounds awesome.
Like we want to do a live event, but I think it's got to be like a more intimate like time, and also like for people who actually all listen to the podcast.
Yeah,
I don't think it would have worked if we were like broadcasting to a bunch of people who don't even know who we are.
Yep.
I think it would have been.
It was an honor to be asked. It was so cool. But
our first show at the Pony, baby, we're skipping all other venues, going right to Stone Pony, the most legendary rock venue.
It would have been
time.
funny, dude.
But maybe when we one day we'll just do it. We'll book it out just for a podcast night.
That'd be really.
We'll put chairs up.
While we were there, what did you do this weekend, Josh?
Man, my weekend was low key. It just chilling.
You hit
man.
The pool.
Did hit the pool Sunday. Yeah,
Nice.
buzzed all my hair off on Sunday.
Nice haircut.
Thanks, man. It's just super low key, just life is slow nowadays.
Dude, that's the best way to live.
I'm trying to think if I did anything really exciting. I tried a new restaurant in Milburn.
Yes.
It was all right.
What was it called? Oh, we don't want to shout it out if it was all right.
It was just all right.
Keep the name. That's what I learned from 1015. If something's not good, you don't say the name.
It's good. It is a good philosophy. Sunday I just swam. Nothing really exciting.
Dude, Sobo has a pool, guys. It's just like,
well, it's not my pool. My in-laws have a pool, and that's one of those perks. If you can marry into a pool family, like you're golden, baby. Because I didn't grow up with a pool.
When you were dating
goal.
Shelby, you were just like, hey, like by the way, like, does your family have a pool? She was like,
question.
yeah.
We went over in the dead of winter, and I looked out the back window, like, what is that?
Oh, you're like, I'm marrying this girl.
Rectangle. Okay, I could see. There's some tension there.
There's potential.
Do the in-laws listen to the pod?
I don't know if they are. Or if they do listen, shout out to them. I don't know. I don't think anybody in my real life listens to this podcast.
Not even your dad?
I don't think so.
Or he just looks at the clips?
My parents do listen because they'll FaceTime me laughing in the car. They're like, we're listening to your podcast.
Nice.
But like,
shout out to the Sobos.
People very close to us will be like, oh, did you hear about this? And I'm like, yeah. Have you never listened to our podcast?
Yeah. Does that happen to you? A lot of our friends don't listen.
Does that happen to you guys?
Yeah.
Or no?
Yeah.
Yep. I'm like, how do you?
They're like, you guys got to report on this. I'm like, we just did.
Yeah. So I think people that know us understand how unspectacular we are in real life, and they're like, I'm not listening to a podcast from those guys.
I know.
So, but it's all right.
I don't know. I wish my friends had a podcast so I could listen to it. I think I'd be really I'd be stoked to listen to my friend's podcast.
Yeah, I would be too.
I don't know what that would be like, but I wonder if it's like
I feel
people
like,
don't feel the same for us.
I feel like this podcast is almost the same as hanging out with us in real life. We kind of talk about the same things.
Well, that's why we started. That's why we started the podcast, because we're like, we talk about Jersey all the time. Why don't we just make a podcast about it?
Yeah.
And now that's what we're doing, and that's why this is super chill and low key.
All right, well, let's dive into the mailbag and see what people were saying about their experience with you guys this weekend. If you want to call them, the number is
908 67 99 99 3.
Hi guys, my name is Liam. I'm from Warren County. Thank you so much for saying hi. I was a skateboarder that you saw when you got locked out. I love the show. My question is, how did you get involved with Arizona? Keep it up.
Thank you, Liam.
wow, that was an awesome message.
Yeah, I didn't tell the boys about this because I wanted to wait for the pod. But shout out to Liam. Basically, the Stone Pony, I'll keep this short. It was it was sold out. So for me to get to the back, I'm shooting video. So for me to be in the back of the venue, to get all the way to the front, I couldn't get to the crowd. It was just too crazy. So in the middle of the show, I ran outside through the front of the venue to get to the front doors. And I'm kind of just like speed walking because I'm on a mission. Like I got to get back. I got to get the shot. It's nonstop.
Yeah.
As I'm walking down the sidewalk, there's this kid skateboarding. I guess with his parents are just standing there. It's just these three people. I'm like speed walking, not thinking about anything but the show. And then right as I pass this kid right next to me, he's like, "Hi, Josh." Like eyes wide open. I'm like, and I turn around. I'm like, "Hey." And he's like, "Love the podcast." I was like, "Oh, thanks."
Wow.
And then his parents were like, "Yeah, we love the podcast. You guys are killing it. Keep up the great work." But like, I was just running, just on focused on the show, and then all of a sudden, right next to me, "Hi, Josh." It's like, how does this kid know who I am?
Wow,
Like,
that's so cool.
Liam, man, you made my
Wow.
entire night, and I wish I could have like spent more time to talk to you, but I had to shoot the show, so I had to run. But that was really, really cool. I'm glad you listened to the podcast, Liam.
Wow, that's really cool. Liam, thanks so much, bud. That's an awesome young
It's
man.
really cool.
What a
man.
well-spoken
We
kid.
have listeners of every type of age.
So he's from, well, a few things. He asked how you got involved in Arizona.
Yes, I grew up with Nate, who's the guitar player in Arizona, in Jersey. And then when he went to college, he met the other guys. And then through Nate, I became friends with them. And I've always drummed or shot video for them. So I've been with Arizona since day one in 2017. So those are my boys.
That's awesome. Liam's from Warren County, which we have a great respect for Warren County. Here on the Garden State Podcast, we salute Warren County.
We salute you guys.
It's a great place to be. I like Warren County a lot, but that message made me really happy when I heard it.
I know.
What a cool kid. I
It
wish I was
it's
there.
such a cool opportunity. Yeah.
Can we send him something?
Yeah, Liam, shoot us an email.
Maybe we'll send him something. I don't know. Liam, if you want to send us an email, contact.thegardenstate@gmail.com. Maybe we'll figure out a little something we could give him.
Yeah.
Because that was an awesome message. But let's listen to another mailbag message before we move on. You ready?
Hi guys, it's Mark from Elizabeth. So basically, I'm a new listener. I've been listening for a couple months, and I just want to call in saying how Taco Bell is saying that every state except for New Jersey is getting free tacos. Well, it is currently Tuesday, August 29th. I went to Taco Bell in Woodbridge, and they gave me a free taco. And I got a Doritos Locos taco for free. So, I don't know. Maybe they're fighting the system at Taco Bell or something, but just want to let you know. And get your chance at Woodbridge and get your free taco every Tuesday. So, maybe we're fighting them. But yeah, love you guys. Keep up the content. Been listening to this stuff, and it's really good. All right, take it easy, guys.
Wow. You know what's funny is what I'm wondering now is maybe Taco Bell is doing the Taco Tuesday thing, but they couldn't legally say it.
Yeah.
Is that what it sounds like?
I guess because I haven't even tried, dude. I don't go to Taco Bell too often, but now I think I got to check out the one in Woodbridge because that's like 10 minutes from me.
Yeah.
Dude, Mark with the intel. His name's Mark, right?
Yeah, Mark from Elizabeth.
Thank you, Mark.
Our neighbor.
Thank you, Mark, for the call and for letting us know this amazing news. Now, everyone listening to the podcast,
Okay, so
you might have to head to Taco Bell.
That's a good point. So the inside scoop for the listeners at home is if you live near a Taco Bell, stop by and see if you can get a free taco this Tuesday.
Let us know if they turn you down or not. I wonder if it's just like Woodbridge, if one person from there is just like, nope, I don't care. Or if it's Taco Bell as a whole where they're in agreement. They're like, all right, we're going to do this, but we're not going to say a thing.
Maybe the managers are like, hey, this is happening. And if someone asks, just give it to them. But technically, we're not supposed to.
But you think they're... I don't know. That seems like such a shady thing for Taco Bell to do. Like,
I don't know.
It's crazy.
Kind of interesting. Do you want
Woodbridge, Taco Bell. I got to go this week. I haven't been to Taco Bell in a minute.
Jimmy, do you go to Taco Bell a lot?
Last time I was in Taco Bell, I was in like Arizona, maybe?
Yeah, Jimmy doesn't go to Taco Bell.
No, but that wasn't long ago. That was like 3 weeks ago.
3 weeks ago? Oh, true. I forgot you were traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I don't go there too often. Like, I go to like Mexican restaurants and stuff, but like I try not to eat fast food that often.
Yeah.
But a Doritos Locos Taco Supreme every once in a while, stuff smacks. And if I can get it for free.
And then didn't we get Taco Bell right after we did Polar Plunge?
Yeah, it was great.
Yep.
Those
Those are the last few times I had Taco Bell.
Sometimes Taco Bell, when you really need it, it just is.
It's there for you.
It hits. So,
Bro.
do you guys want to get one more mailbag in? Do the triple threat for the first time?
Let's do the triple threat. We've been getting a lot of calls. Thank you guys so much for calling into the mailbag. Continue to call into the mailbag. We love hearing your stories. Let's do one more. Why not?
Let's see what Andrew from Rhode Island has to say.
Hey boys, it's Andrew calling, long time, first time. I'm currently living in Rhode Island, but lived in Essex County for the longest. I like to compare Rhode Island to Jersey, just calling it a compressed New Jersey. There is one thing that is missing from here, and that is a boardwalk. I do think that Rhode Island needs a boardwalk, something that obviously we're proud about living in Jersey. And with summer coming to a close, I want to ask you guys what your favorite boardwalk activity is and what is your personal favorite boardwalk. Boys, keep doing what you're doing. Love it. Enjoy. Bye.
Wow.
Thank you, brother.
State.
I don't know that I've ever been to Rhode Island. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
That's fine. You're a Jersey boy.
I think I passed through once driving to Boston, but I'm not 100% sure.
Rhode Island's a beautiful state,
I'm going to be honest. Sometimes I forget it's there.
Yeah.
right?
It's
small.
I want to go to Providence. I heard it's nice there, but I also know that Wes Anderson shot a movie in Rhode Island. Did you guys know that?
Moonrise Kingdom.
Yeah, he shot a lot of it there.
Bro, it's a beautiful state, especially like I was near the water. Dude, it's gorgeous.
What are the taxes like in Rhode Island? Are they like better than Jersey and New York, or is it all the same thing? Because I'm looking at there's a lot of beaches.
Dude, the beaches are gorgeous. The shore towns are great. It's a good vibe, but like he said, there's no boardwalks, which is kind of just like a Jersey staple. Like there's boardwalks in other states, but there's no boardwalks like a Jersey boardwalk.
I got to be honest, boardwalks, since we're on the topic, are not typically something I enjoy a whole lot.
You're the type of dude to just be like, let me get on the beach.
I just want to lay on the beach. When I go to the boardwalk, there's always a thin layer of, I feel like, judgment inside of me. Like I go to the boardwalk and I'm like, I'm going for the experience, kind of ironically, it feels like, if that makes sense. Like you're going because you're like, all right, let's go to the boardwalk and go to an arcade, but I don't know how to describe it. Like I'm not going on vacation, so I go to the boardwalk 6 nights a week.
Well, yeah, you're going on vacation for the beach, but the boardwalk just happens to be there, so you're going to hit it.
It's a cultural experience.
Yes.
That's more what it is. You're like, I want to go to the boardwalk just to experience it for the night.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going there because I'm like, oh man, I missed the arcade, I missed the pizza.
Yeah.
It's like you want to go because it's just such a weird experience.
It just feels good. Like I love going to the beach. I'll spend the entire day at the beach, but then like right after the beach, I'm going to go up into the boardwalk, get a slice of pizza. I'm going to walk down the boardwalk. There's a feeling about walking down a boardwalk. I don't know what it is. It just hits different, and might hit some rides. Used to play arcade games when I was younger, not too often now, but like I love Wildwood. Wildwood Boardwalk is my favorite boardwalk just because it's massive.
Yeah, this guy. I was gonna say because he asked, "What's your favorite boardwalk?" And I would say the same. I like Wildwood probably the most at this point in my life.
It's crazy big. It's so much. I don't know. I think it's beautiful.
Wildwood is just. I would say also. None of the boardwalks are clean, but it's probably cleaner than Seaside or
Something about the tram car.
The tram car is
Yeah.
just like, when you're there, it's just a good feeling.
Although I don't think I've ever actually ridden on the tram car.
Me neither.
Me neither.
Last summer,
Ain't paying for that.
I was staying in Wildwood Crest, and we got a flyer saying there was going to be a big music festival at the boardwalk.
Yeah.
So Shelby and I drove up, and we were like, let's see if we could hear any music. And so we get on the boardwalk, and Leonard Skinner was playing, and we stood on the edge of the boardwalk, and we had a view of the stage. And we walked onto the boardwalk as the opening guitar riff to Simple Man started, and it was just such a good experience. It was really cool.
Beautiful. Free Leonard Skinner show on the boardwalk.
And then they played
That's a lifetime memory right there.
Sweet Home Alabama after that. It was awesome. It was a really, really cool show. But I don't know. I like Wildwood a lot.
Wildwood is cool. It's far. Obviously, it's like almost the furthest point in New Jersey, but the boardwalk is like 3-4 times the size of Seaside or something like that. And it's just like when you spend like this entire time walking down the boardwalk, there's so many things to do. It's just like there's a vibe. I don't know. It brings me back to my childhood. It's a good feeling when you're walking down the boardwalk in the thick of the summer when it's nice and hot out. The sun is beaming on you. It's just really, really cool.
I've never been to the Ocean City Boardwalk. Have you guys been there?
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
How does it compare to Wildwood?
It's completely different.
Way cleaner, more family friendly, I would say.
Really?
Yeah.
Ocean City's a dry town, so
Yeah.
no alcohol, no nothing.
I know that, but for some reason I thought Wildwood's Boardwalk was probably nicer, but I saw a kid last night from Barstool on one of their podcasts. He was on TikTok, and he was talking about how Wildwood is just like becoming degenerates, and he gave a story of like he was at some club or bar and he was dancing with his wife, and some guy came up to him and was like, "Hey man, is that your girlfriend?" And he's like, "No, it's my wife." And then he goes, and then he walks away and comes back over and is like, "Can I dance with her for a few minutes?" The guy's like, "No, it's my wife." And he's like,
shoot your shot.
and he was like, "Really? I really can't dance with her for like 5 minutes?" And he's like, "No, absolutely not." and then he cursed him out, and he was like, "That's Wildwood," kind of summed up.
Ugh.
So you're like, yeah, it's kind of
There's crazies everywhere, but yeah, it's a little
skeevy.
sleazy.
Yeah. What do you say we get in the news?
Let's do it, man.
All right, let's get back into it. An alligator is on the loose at a lake in New Jersey.
It's been 6 days now, and this gator is still roaming around the area, and they haven't found him yet.
Yeah, we had a lot of interesting comments. Some people saying, oh, the cops are trying to shoot an alligator. I love how people always know better than the cops what to do in these sorts of situations.
No matter what the animal is, animals, like, you can't be shooting an animal.
You're like, oh, you stupid cop. I'm just going to go wrestle an alligator and figure it out. Or call animal control, who's totally trained to capture an alligator.
I responded to a comment. They're like, why are the cops shooting the alligator? I'm like, because the alligator is going to kill everything around it.
Yeah.
Good luck trying to pick that thing up.
Geniuses. I think it's funny how people are always animal rights activists for the most ferocious animals ever.
Yeah, like that alligator is gonna rip your face off, dude.
And also, alligators are kind of plentiful. Like the way to us it's exotic, but if you go to Florida, there's not like a shortage of alligators down in Florida.
So many alligators.
So, but what was funny also was a lot of the comments we're talking about how there are states that have shipped in a Florida man. There's
take care of the situation.
Yes, yeah. It happened in Chicago. An alligator got loose, and they shipped in a Florida man. They said there's a 21-day standoff between the Chicago police and an alligator, and literally within an hour, a Florida man showed up and captured him.
No way.
Yeah, dude.
That's a real story.
That's amazing.
I don't know if it's real. It might be folklore.
Did we get our Florida man in yet? Like,
we should.
At this point.
Get that guy that makes the Cajun food from Louisiana.
Oh, dude, that dude's the man.
Put that on a cracker, dude. I feel like he could get the gator out of Jersey in about 20 minutes flat.
Easy, bro. He'd jump in that river and just manhandle it.
I've seen him wrestle a snapping turtle before. I don't know what it is. I have a very irrational fear of snapping turtles.
Oh, me too.
Bro, they're nuts.
I feel like people have to go into a lake and get bit by a snapping turtle all the time. Is that a thing?
I don't know. I've never heard of it happening here in New Jersey, but we have a ton of snapping turtles.
Well, not even in Jersey, but like down south where they have the big ones. Like,
I don't know.
I wouldn't go in a lake.
Big snapping turtles here too.
Do we?
Oh yeah.
But don't they have extremely strong jaws? Like they can bite your finger off and it wouldn't even be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yikes. That's crazy.
So like this alligator, number one, what do you guys think? It's either dead because the cops shot it, but then wouldn't it be floating? Or number two, like, is he still somewhere in the park? Because like they've been roaming this park for like 4 days now, 5 days, because they spotted him on Saturday, and now they haven't seen him. So.
Do we know how big this lake is that he's in?
No, it's Creighton Lake.
Well, if one of you, both of you guys have a laptop, if someone could just Google search it right now, so we have some facts.
I got you right now.
What does it look like?
Let's see.
It's extremely tiny. It looks to me like Mohawk Lake in.
Yeah, it doesn't look like the biggest thing in the world. That's why it's just like an alligator needs to resurface within 24 hours to get some air. So that's what's weird is they haven't found him after they tried shooting it. So you think he's just like dead at the bottom of the lake somewhere?
Possible.
Maybe. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if he's dead already. But he's only a 3-foot little guy. And here's the thing: is we've talked about. There's websites where you can buy any reptiles you want. What was that website we went on?
I forget.
It had a ridiculous name
Backwater reptiles or something?
But it's illegal. We do not condone this.
We don't condone this, guys. Don't buy them.
backwaterreptiles.com. If you guys want to go on a cool website, go to backwaterreptiles.com. I want them to sponsor us.
Can we get a sponsorship?
They sell lizards, snakes, turtles, tortoises, salamanders, newts, frogs, toads, crocodilians, tarantulas, scorpions. Like you can get anything. Like a tortoise, you can get the big old tortoise that you always see in the movies and stuff. You can buy one of those things for like $200.
Pretty sure that's highly illegal, right?
Probably.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But there's snakes you can get. A ball python.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh man, this is so cool. Boas. I want a boa constrictor.
You're crazy.
We do not condone the illegal
You're
trade
wild.
This is so interesting. Yeah, if you guys want to go on to backwaterreptiles.com, they are paying us a lot of money to say that. But let's get into the story. It says officials in New Jersey have warned local residents to stay away from a lake after a large alligator was spotted in the northeastern U.S. state, far away from its natural range in the country. The 3-foot-long gator was spotted in a local creek and then Victor Crowell Park in the state, prompting its closure while authorities mounted a search for the creature. One police officer even fired a shot at what they thought was the alligator, but it is unknown if the officer hit the target. Okay, that's kind of funny.
It was just like a stick floating in the water.
He's like, there he is. Oh my goodness. Citizens are strongly urged to stay away from Creighton Lake and the Ambrose Brook and should not approach or make attempts to capture the alligator. I think it's time we get on the case.
I saw a comment on our post and someone's like, I tried going to help, but they turned me down. It's like, come on, let us get in. Let's get involved.
I think
we'll all be able to find it together collectively.
I think the town is going about this all the wrong way.
Tell us why.
I'm going to tell you why. Alligators, they cannot take the cold, right? So this thing's going to die in a few months anyway. Just make it like a zoo. Start like charging admission to come in and see the alligator.
Not a bad idea, Jimmy.
Like
at the same time, we'll hit up that website and just get a bunch more exotic animals to throw in there and fence off the area. What's the worst thing that can happen?
Instead, they're wasting all these taxpayer dollars trying to find this alligator, which is going to die in a few months.
Or just open the park back, warn people, hey, there is a gator in the water, so maybe don't bring your kid here. But if you want to get involved in the search, go ahead.
But this is what the problem with New Jersey is. In Florida, they got these alligators roaming around all the time. They're not fencing off all their lakes.
I know. See, that's why they just don't trust people here. They think they think people in New Jersey are going to try to play with the alligator.
They're not closing their parks.
How hard is it to wrestle a gator?
It's hard.
Like I'm trying to really just go tackle an alligator right now.
Have you ever been to Gator World in Florida?
No.
Because they wrestle alligators there in person. It's really cool.
No, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Oh, no, it's a big, giant alligator world, and it's like a bunch of people who work there who know how to work with gators, and they'll have a wrestling competition in the middle, or they'll try to grab it and close its jaws. It's wild. It's it's kind of scary.
Did you go there?
When I was a kid, yeah. It's a really cool thing when you're a young kid. You go to Gator World when you're in Florida. If you're in Florida, you know what Gator World is.
It's like, we're not going to Disney this year, kids. We're going to Gator World. You know what that reminded me of?
Legit, that's what happened to me.
As you were describing it, it reminded me of when COVID started, we were all watching Tiger King.
Yeah.
And how the one guy's arm got ripped off by the tiger.
I'll never financially recover.
Oh, man, what a great time in history. But no, I think we should go on the scene and try to wrestle this gator. I think that's great content. It would go viral on Instagram and TikTok.
Yeah, but if you got your face ripped off, that would suck.
No. You're not gonna. You just gotta lay on its back and hug it.
Easy, right?
Well, I think I'd put my knee on the back of its head.
I'm not a gator expert here, but I believe I've heard in the past that alligators have a lot of bite force going down, but they don't have it going up. So you just have to press generally pretty lightly on the top of its mouth, and it won't be able to open it.
It's a big head. It's like a big upper part of a head to lift up.
And why are they assuming this alligator is dangerous? What if it's a friendly alligator?
It's also 3 feet long.
They're stereotyping this 3 foot long.
It's a
gator.
3 foot, but Jimmy, it's still got teeth.
Yeah, but aren't crocodiles the ones you really have to worry about? Alligators are a little more calm.
Okay. Crocodiles are, of course, more dangerous than alligators, but alligators are still, they'll mess you up.
Yeah, but how?
You can't just say you're not scared of an alligator, dude. Have you guys not been to Gator World?
No.
Oh my gosh. You guys don't know what a gator looks like up close in person, do you?
Gator World.
Gator World, dude. Look it up. It's huge. There's probably some in other states too, but I went to the one in Florida.
This is pretty cool. They are... When you see a real big alligator, the first time I ever saw one was the Woodbridge Mall.
Woodbridge Mall?
I'm sorry, the Menlo Mall.
Oh, at Rainforest Cafe?
Yeah, man. That thing...
they got real gators there.
That gator right there is big. But when you see a gator in real life... I don't know why I said Woodbridge Mall. They're freaky creatures. They're
they're
prehistoric looking. What in the world?
We got to bring in a Florida man, bro.
All right. So
I'd wrestle one.
Between 1948 to 2021, how many people do you think died in Florida from an alligator bite?
48 to 21? I would say on average, they got to be losing at least 2 people a year. I'd say the number is going to be...
Let's guess 155.
I'm going to say 107.
26.
Oh, man.
Okay. But they're people have been bitten and stuff. That number's probably in the 500s.
442 people have been bitten.
Okay, I'm close. Not bad.
I can't imagine living in a place where, this is a benefit of Jersey, where you could just walk outside and get murdered.
Oh, we got copperheads and stuff and rattlesnakes.
That's an urban legend.
Rare though. When are you gonna walk outside and get bit by a rattlesnake in Jersey?
Warren County?
How often does that happen? Where are the numbers on that?
Didn't we look this up?
No. No one's dying from like snake bites every single day here though.
Yeah, but neither in Florida with alligators.
If you don't bother a gator and you let him just live his life, he's not going to bother you.
Since 1999, there have been 12 reported incidents where someone in New Jersey was bitten by a copperhead.
Not even one a year, dude. We're good.
It's half a person annually.
There you go. We're good. We're good, guys.
All right.
Hopefully they find the gator.
Hopefully they find this gator. Let's move on to our next story. This past week, Governor Murphy has signed Central Jersey's existence into New Jersey law.
It's official. Central Jersey exists. We could end the debate here forever.
I don't know about that. I got a lot of things to say here.
Of course.
Got
There's always a
things
voice.
to say here. So what I learned through this was there are other regions of New Jersey. It's not just North, Central, and South. Now they're talking about the Gateway region. You heard about the Gateway region?
No.
We live in the Gateway region. We don't live in Central Jersey. We're in the Gateway region.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Now it's political. It's
left-
all about the money.
They left Union County off the map,
Yeah.
which to me...
That's
this
what
is-
I want to talk about.
This is
I'm
controversial.
pissed.
I think... I've said it before. North Jersey should begin at the Union Toll Plaza on Garden State Parkway.
I think it's 78 to 195.
Yeah, it's very simple.
Very simple.
So what's the Gateway region?
It goes like all the way up to Bergen County. And then, now this is one is probably even more controversial. You got the Delaware River region. So
what does that even mean? Is it Western New Jersey?
this is the controversial part. It encompasses all of Burlington County, which basically goes to the ocean.
Wow.
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense.
So what was the...
It's all about money. This is all about tourism and traveling in New Jersey. They didn't do it just to be like, oh, Central Jersey exists. It's because they want to make more money.
And there's more regions too, but I'm not going to get into all of them. But I think if anything, this has just muddied the waters even more. It is not settling anybody's debate.
That's a good point, Jimmy. That's good reporting over there. You really... Because I would have never known that, honestly. I thought this was just like a thing to move more funds into Central Jersey.
I mean, it is.
It is.
But
So here's what the article says. Governor Phil Murphy on Thursday signed the legislation requiring the state's Division of Travel and Tourism to redraw the New Jersey tourism map to create a Central Jersey. Central Jersey will be comprised of, at minimum, Somerset, Hunterdon, Middlesex, and Mercer counties. Today, we settled the decades-old debate once and for all. Central Jersey exists, Murphy said at the bill signing ceremony. Here's the reason why Monmouth and Ocean aren't part of Central Jersey under the new law. The historic setting, Murphy said, shows that in Central Jersey, history exists comfortably along with the future, which is...
What is even that sentence?
Boys, I just want to say to you guys, history exists comfortably along with the future.
Sure, Murphy.
What does that mean?
I don't know what that
He's
means.
speaking in haikus. Central Jersey is both a place of the revolutionary history and revolutionary possibilities. Man, this guy sounds like a SoundCloud rapper. We got to stop letting Murphy talk so much, bro. What is that? Revolutionary history and revolutionary possibilities?
I don't even know, dude.
All right. That was like, remember when the
get what he's saying.
the Jaden Smith meme was going around of he would always say stupid deep stuff.
Yeah.
That sounds like your friend that's trying to be deep. It's like, bro, it's not only revolutionary history, there's revolutionary possibilities.
I watched the press conference when he was announcing this, and he was just saying these things. I was just like, what are you saying, dude? What are we trying to push here?
Yeah, but you got to give the guy a little credit. He's probably done how many of these press conferences? He does one a day. So
yeah, it sounds like ChatGPT is writing his...
Yeah, at this point, his writers are on ChatGPT because they write out content.
Do you think it's possible? Probably, right?
I don't know.
So what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Central Jersey officially existing in this form?
Well, number one, it's always existed. Come on, guys. What are we talking about here? It's always existed. But also, where's Union County?
Yeah.
Okay, and also I think they included Ocean County into Central Jersey. What is that? Or it's one of the debatable spots.
No, Ocean County's in the shore region.
It better be. No, okay, Jimmy, enough of those other things. So is Ocean County in South Jersey then?
No, it's in the shore region.
I don't care about the shore region. We're talking south, central, and north right now.
No, but there is no. But he's saying the state doesn't. That's not how the state does it. Like there is a fourth region on their map.
It just doesn't make any sense to me.
There's way more regions than that on the map, but we're not going to get into that whole thing right here.
Union County should be in Central Jersey. That's all I want to say.
Yes, 100% agree.
I don't really care.
Range.
I'm starting to think that they're trying to sedate our minds with this dumb debate to keep us from not thinking about real stuff in the state.
They want to separate us. They want us to fight.
You know what's dumb about all this, right? All this was a state agency breaking out into like another region. You know how many other state agencies already have a central region?
Really?
Yeah.
I just want to say, I think New Jersey has not only revolutionary history, but there's revolutionary
possibilities.
There's possibilities.
There's so many revolutionary possibilities.
And I think it's great that this is happening, guys.
You know what we should do this year? Speaking of revolutionary history, we should go to the Washington Crossing on Christmas Day.
Dude, I'm so down. If you can get me the costume, like, can I be his drummer boy in his brigade?
Like, can I get on guest list? Can you like hook it up?
I'm sure we could get everyone on guest list.
It's
a free event.
I would happily. What time does it happen early enough that my family's not going to hate me?
Oh yeah. It's like first thing in the morning.
Like 6 a.m., 7
They
a.m.?
also do a dress rehearsal like 2 weeks before if you don't want to go on actual Christmas Day.
Oh, can we go to that?
Yeah, let's go.
And then we could post it on Christmas Day saying, Merry Christmas. Today we crossed the Delaware.
Yep.
Can we please get costumes and show up?
There might be a possibility. I know a guy
ask
who is in this thing.
Okay, because I'll at least go to the dress rehearsal for sure. I can guarantee you I'm there. And I think that would be the most Jersey way to celebrate Christmas.
I mean, I'd rather go to the dress rehearsal too, so on Christmas I could be home.
For the listeners that have no idea what we're talking about, Jimmy has some connects where
Jimmy knows the guy.
There are Revolutionary War reenactors that every year on Christmas Day cross the Delaware. Who gets to be Washington? Is there one guy with a big ego that's like, hey, listen, guys, I'm George Washington?
I'm pretty sure. I think it's the same guy who does it every year.
Is he a good Washington?
I've never been to it myself.
Wow.
But
that's so funny.
Yeah.
I can imagine showing up, everyone's like, okay, so, like the elephant in the room. But like someone here's got to be George Washington.
Well, it's crazy. Like the reenactor community is so big.
Really?
Oh, people come from all over.
Wow.
Did you know
there's a community for everything?
Earlier this year, so every year they do the Battle of Monmouth reenactment. This was like the largest Revolutionary War reenactment in the whole country this year happened in New Jersey.
Really?
Yeah. So they're like shooting guns and cannons at each other.
Do they run around a field and...
Yeah, they run around Monmouth Battlefield and shoot at each other.
What are they shooting at each other with?
Guns.
You talking, Jimmy?
No, they like
give it to me straight. What kind of gun?
It's like blank musket rounds.
Yeah. Oh, that's awesome.
And they just pop.
Yeah.
So I've been on Gettysburg TikTok lately, and there are people that travel to Gettysburg and they just hang outside all night and film, and they see some weird stuff.
Yeah.
They see some
haunted.
I'd say see some really creepy stuff, and I kind of want to go.
I've been to Gettysburg.
Really? Mm-hmm. What's it like?
It's cool. I went when I was super young, so I don't remember too much. But I went on like a ghost tour at night.
Did you see ghosts?
No.
Did you hear anything?
Yeah, but I think they did it for the tour.
Really?
I think it was like someone upstairs
Rigged.
and like.
Oh no!
making
So
noise.
these guys go out in like a field, and the things they record. And I'm not, I am a child of Web 2.0. I used to put clickbait thumbnails on every one of my videos.
Yeah.
That's how I bought my first car. Long story short, I made a clickbait video that got 17 million views, world's smallest cat, and it made enough Google AdSense for me to buy a Jeep. So I am no stranger to the internet and the way it operates. But these videos are pretty convincing that there's some weird stuff happening at Gettysburg. So I don't know.
What do you guys say? Now there's a revolutionary possibility that we go to this reenactment this Christmas.
I think if we don't go at this point, we should have to release our New Jersey citizenship and become residents of Pennsylvania.
Ill. Yeah, we got to go because I don't want that to happen.
Let's move on to our next story. We are dragging here. We're getting caught in the rut of Murphy and the Central Jersey story. A new roller coaster is coming to Six Flags Great Adventure in New Jersey, and it's the first of its kind in America.
There's no other coaster like this, man. Great Adventure just knows how to do it.
The coaster heads at home right now are getting real excited about this.
Dude,
I can
they're
tell you that.
freaking out.
They're itching to get on
People
this
are
new ride.
traveling from all over the country for this.
It says big news was announced at Six Flags Great Adventure today. There have been some speculations that a new coaster would be making its way to Jackson, New Jersey in the future, but now it's just confirmed by Six Flags. A few weeks ago, Six Flags Great Adventure had posted a very cryptic post on their X account that was giving fans of the theme park a big hint that something new would be making its way to the park soon. It was a video of the front entrance of the park with the caption, "Something's missing." Fans took to Twitter and were giving their best guesses on what the park's official account could be hinting at. But now it's been officially confirmed a new coaster will be making its way to Six Flags Great Adventure. This will be the theme park's 15th major roller coaster, and it's going to be the first of its kind in the Western Hemisphere. The new coaster will be called the Flash, Vertical Velocity, and is for sure for daredevils in the area. The Flash will be the first super boomerang coaster to open in North America.
And that's awesome.
What do you guys think about this?
The first boomerang coaster in North America, dude. How can you not be excited for this?
Remember what I said to you guys about roller coaster names? Like, there's got to be a room full of people naming roller coasters.
Yeah.
And they're just like, Terminal Velocity,
King the Car.
Death Syndrome. I still think Death Syndrome would be a great either punk band name or a roller coaster name. You could
Works for both.
So it's going to go 60 miles an hour through a 180-degree twist. It's going to go do a 0G roll. And it's going to give some people herniated discs for sure. So,
I think it like goes one way and then it goes backwards. The same. That's why it's called like a boomerang coaster.
the photo.
Have you seen photos? It's pretty cool.
I was looking at the photo on the article, and it's kind of hard to really understand what's going on.
Well, it says like it goes all the way up and then it comes back down. That's why it's just like you go both directions, and that's why it's the first of this kind of coaster.
Man, I used to design stuff like this in Tycoon all the time.
Yeah, and I would let the roller coaster track just stop so people go flying.
Dude, I always think that's got to be one of the worst deaths. The way I'd kill people in Roller Coaster Tycoon.
Oh, yeah, it's terrible.
Just flying off the track, strapped into that coaster.
Thankfully, there hasn't been a roller coaster death in probably 20 years at Six Flags Great Adventure, so they're doing pretty good.
When we were on 1015, we got into a conversation about the Funhouse deaths. Mm-hmm. And we should bring back our New Jersey history segment where we just talk about like random stories throughout time.
Because I didn't know about that, the haunted house fires in what, 97?
I think it was in the 90s, but we were talking to the host on 1015 and he was sharing how the Funhouse burned down, and he was a detective on the case, and I think 8 people died, 8 teenagers. And it was really, really horrific what he was saying about
Because like what really hit me about the story was they thought like when there was first smoke from the fire inside the haunted house, people thought that was part of the exhibit. They thought like that was part of the haunted house, and then like they got trapped in there.
Yeah, he said kids were walking in and they saw the fire and they thought it was part of it, so they kept walking. But also the haunted house was built from a bunch of 18-wheelers put next to each other, like tractor trailers. Mm-hmm. And then they used a super flammable foam. It was like a low budget job that they hired some guy to do. And they put a bunch of flammable foam, spray foam to connect all the spaces. And some kid was apparently, the legend is some kid was seen with a lighter next to the foam trying to light it on fire. And when the police showed up, this is pretty gruesome. If you don't like gruesome stuff, click that 15-second skip button a few times. When the police showed up, they say they walked through, the fire was out, and they were stepping over what they thought were mannequins, like horror mannequins, because it was a haunted house, but it was just corpses of teenagers.
That's terrible.
Yeah, and apparently Six Flags never had to pay out. Based on the conversation we had, I didn't do research on this, but they never had to pay out on the situation.
Yeah,
like they got away with it somehow. But that is the reason if you go to any on any ride at like Disney World or in a movie theater. That is the reason there are, what do you call them? Not smoke detectors, but the
spray?
Sprinklers.
Yeah.
That Six Flags event in New Jersey brought those sprinklers worldwide. So
yeah, if you guys are excited about this new roller coaster, let us know. Like I haven't really been to Six Flags recently.
It might be time to go back.
Are you going to go back? I
No.
guess now you have a daughter. You're going to bring her to Six Flags in like 5 years. You're not going to bring your kid to Six Flags?
Not in 5 years, maybe in 12 years.
Which I guess like 5 years old is still kind of young.
Yeah.
But I know, and also they were saying, Josh, there was a rumor. Like, that's why Six Flags posted a photo of the entrance. I think the roller coaster is going to come over the entrance.
Yes.
You heard about that?
Yes.
So, I don't know. That's how it's going to work, but
We'll have to see.
it's pretty cool.
New Jersey's Hackensack Meridian Health is deploying generative AI into its care delivery methods.
This scares me.
Dude, like, I think it's just to save time, right? Because, like, all these doctors and nurses are spending so much time just writing reports that just take up way too much of their time, right?
That's kind of what the article's alluding to. But here's what it says. Hackensack Meridian Health, the largest healthcare system in New Jersey that encompasses 18 hospitals and is home to more than 36,000 employees, announced on Tuesday it will be working with Google Cloud to develop and deploy generative AI technology into its care delivery models. So this is going to be a threefold sort of technique. And I know, follow me on this because I'll explain it in a second. There's three goals that the AI is going to take care of: resolving clinical burden and administrative inefficiency. So studies indicate that for every 1 hour that physicians spend providing patient care, they spend nearly 2 hours on electronic health record tasks.
Sounds boring.
So they think AI is going to help with, and I mean, I'll be honest.
That makes sense.
That makes sense. Like for emails now, I'll write an email and then I'll click on, I have a plugin for OpenAI on my Gmail, and I'll just click on it and it revises my email for me. And I'm like, man, that would have taken me so long to like obviously I have to reread what I did, but it's just great as a proofreading tool.
It's great.
And it saves you time. So I'm like, I could see writing a report, like police write reports all the time. I think AI will probably help with accurate police reports. I don't know what the threat there is. Maybe there's some dangers that I'm not seeing outright, because Jimmy even said, like, I don't like it. And I could see the criticism.
I mean, like, if you don't like what AI writes you could still edit it.
So their hope is that it will automate a certain amount of manual tasks and processes, such as routine paperwork, workflow authorizations, and other common bottlenecks. So for that, I could see the place of AI. I don't know why that's big news. I feel like that's going to be every single...
Yeah.
Seems pretty obvious at this point.
Yeah, like I think any line of work is going to have AI implemented at some point, and our society is going to become very more efficient very quickly.
Why not?
Here's where it gets a little bit weird: is it's going to enable clinical decision-making support.
See, that's the part that scared me when I read that. What does that mean?
By employing new artificial intelligence tools, HMH hopes to usher in a new generation of analytics, advanced data-driven insights, and novel methods to help support the clinician's diagnostic process. So utilizing Google Cloud's robust suite of tools such as Vertex AI and Generative AI Studio, large data sets can be analyzed to glean patterns and decipher certain diagnostic and prognostic indicators. That actually is interesting.
So basically, if they could just like put in someone, like what someone's dealing with, and AI could be like, all right, pull the plug, they're going to die.
No, I don't know that that's, I mean, like, look, I'm trying to.
That's not what that means. You just read a lot of words.
So the way I see that is, if let's say you do blood work on a person and you get a bunch of data out of that blood work.
Yeah.
And I don't know what that data looks like. I'm not a healthcare professional, but let's just use a made up example. You take blood and you get a bunch of data. The AI will be able to analyze that data against other data sets and accurately go, hey, it looks like this is what's going on. That's kind of the thought. I don't think that they're going to let the AI administer anything.
Yeah.
I think a doctor still has to look at it and go, whoa, let me see. I think that is kind of an interesting thought.
I think it's a helping hand. I think it's great.
That doesn't bother me as long as it's still a doctor that's the one making the decisions and reviewing the data. It just seems like another tool.
Yeah, why not?
It just seems like an expansion of what we already have, which
I think that helps as well.
It's another way to analyze data is what that sounds like.
And what's the third?
Improve health literacy. So HMH serves a wide patient demographic with varying levels of health literacy and access to health information. The CDC explains that when organizations or people create and give others health information that is too difficult for them to understand, it creates a health literacy problem. Research indicates that preventing this problem and improving health literacy can mitigate nearly 1 million hospital visits and save $25 billion per year. So it seems like it's just going to help people understand, in layman's terms, the situations they're dealing with. So it's going to simplify complex healthcare subjects and ultimately increase health literacy in the community. Yeah, none of those really seem that provocative to me.
Yeah, nothing really out of the blue that's shocking me there. I think, if anything, this helps. right? Why not?
I think it's just going to make things more efficient. I think we have to be careful with AI. Ever since that Elon Musk warning about it kind of freaked me out. Like, I think there is definitely a threat to just unfettered access to whatever with AI. I think we need to be a little careful. But
this looks like all 3 points that you just read, Josh, sound like it's just going to help save time.
Yeah.
And, give doctors more time with their patients, if anything.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I don't think those are, really negative uses of AI.
Like, I wonder if there's other hospitals that are doing this, or if it's just Hackensack, Meridian Health right now.
I'm sure it'll be spread. Well, that's 18 hospitals. I'm sure it'll spread quickly, though. Like I said, I think every industry is going to have AI.
Everyone's using it, in one way or another right now.
ChatGPT is insane. I mean, I don't know. I feel like it's the biggest technology jump I've lived through in my lifetime, and we've lived through a lot of technology jumps.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Google Glass.
That was a big one. But the invention of YouTube, the invention of Twitter, Facebook, all these things we've lived through. And to me, OpenAI is a more earth-shattering kind of invention. It's crazy to me.
Yeah, because you could really ask it anything, and in a second, you're going to get an answer.
What I like it for is as I'm definitely more of if I take any of the personality tests or there's those tests they make you take. I'm more of the creative end. I'm not like the type A. I'm more type B. And for me, if I could just lay out ideas and then have it organize my thoughts into like whatever I'm trying to structure, an email, whatever. It's so useful at just formatting stuff. That's what
great for organization.
Yeah, like formatting, not even like original thought. Like I can have original thought, but just help me format my thought into a context that I can use it within. Mm-hmm. That's what I love it for.
It's great.
I know you use it literally. You were writing your own will on it the other day, right?
Yeah, I'm finally working on the will, guys. So
I'm proud of you, man.
My mom's going to call me after this. She's going to be like, why are you writing a will? You're going to be fine. You're not going to die anytime soon. I'm like, Mom, it's all good. Everyone should have a will.
Hold on. I need to try this really quick. Everybody should have. I'm about to get a will. Everybody should have a will. OpenAI. Let's see if it can write me a will. I'm sure it can. I'm just curious.
What did it say?
It said, certainly, but please note that this is just a sample outline for educational and informational purposes. Wow.
That's pretty cool. It's giving you a whole entire template right now.
It's crazy.
Does it know what you have? Is it like, give Jimmy your record player?
That would be cool.
It did say that. It said literally James.
That's in the next update.
James Parks.
They're going to know all about your family and relationships.
Well, yeah, I don't know. This AI thing at the hospital doesn't bother me all that much. Although usually I'm the tinfoil guy and I'm skeptical of everything.
It's great. I think it's good news all around. Why not? Let's try it. If it doesn't work, go back to your old ways. It's not going to kill anyone.
Yeah. Speaking of killing, this next article is really horrific. This is going to really.
Did someone die?
An animal died, which in our culture is worse than a human dying.
Yeah, dude. If a human dies, people are like, yeah, whatever. People die, but if you kill an animal,
if a cat dies, everyone's like, burn him at the stake. Our comment section literally, we could talk about like
animal rights.
We had
activists.
a video where a lady threw her baby in an oven, and people were upset about that, but they were not as upset at the police for shooting an alligator. Like,
no, you're right.
What is wrong with you people?
What's up with this story?
Our culture's just. So here's what it says. A New Jersey man has admitted to slamming a door on his girlfriend's cat, breaking its limbs beyond repair.
What did this girl do to this guy? Oh my gosh.
I don't think anything. I think he's just a psychopath.
Ugh.
A Galloway Township, New Jersey man pleaded guilty this week to animal cruelty after breaking the limbs of his girlfriend's cat to the point where they were beyond repair. The Atlantic City prosecutor's office said 28-year-old Michael Ciarla pleaded guilty to both third-degree animal cruelty and fourth-degree aggravated assault, which stems from two different incidents. So, third-degree animal cruelty, if you can smash a cat in a door and break all its limbs, that's third degree. How is that not first-degree animal cruelty?
I have no idea. Maybe because he didn't kill it on the spot, and maybe because it was still alive. They just had to put the cat down.
So he was charged with animal cruelty after a cat with several broken bones was taken to the Absecon Veterinarian Hospital on November 15, 2021. So this is an old story, and they're now bringing him to court. But the cat belonged to Ciarla's girlfriend and had to be euthanized when its limbs were broken beyond repair or treatment. In his plea, he said he intentionally slammed the door on the cat multiple times. In October that year, he was also charged with aggravated assault after putting a BB gun replica 44 caliber revolver handgun at a man in Absecon. So this is just an outstanding
The dude
citizen.
just got some issues.
So both sentences are going to run consecutively, and he could be sentenced in state prison for 365 days without the chance of parole or aggravated assault, and for 3 years for animal cruelty. He'll probably get 6 months.
She probably liked the cat. She probably loved the cat more than him. He probably got fed up. He's like, you know what? This is what's going down now.
Yeah, but here's what people need to get. Here's all these people that speak out of both sides of their mouth. They want, they want to protect the animals, and then they don't want people to ever go to jail for anything. This gentleman is at most because they're gonna go consecutively. At most, gonna get 4 years in prison. He's definitely gonna get less than a year, I bet. Yeah. And I remember this is the first thing I learned in psychology when I was like a freshman in college when I took like a gen ed psych course. If people harm animals, they will harm humans. Like it's like the number one thing they say about serial killers.
It starts.
Yeah, like serial killers always, they can trace back, they would harm animals.
Yeah.
If you'll slam a cat in a door and break its limbs, this guy will do the same to a child. You can't convince me otherwise. So I think they should have sentenced him very harshly. Pulling out a BB gun on someone's head.
Yeah, he already pulled out a gun on someone. I don't care if it's a BB gun or a real gun. Like, you pulled out a gun on someone.
The signs are all kind of there, and it's up to the...
And they're not good.
It's like if
not
there's
looking
smoke,
good for this guy.
There's probably fire. So, yeah, it's not a good situation. But he's going to be sentenced on October 5th, 2023. Our viewers on Instagram are about to freak out.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm not a cat lover. I'll just be all right.
Yeah, I feel like, do you think the cat or community is stronger than the dog community on Instagram? Or do you think it's pretty even?
I think there's more dog lovers, but the cat people are more vocal.
You're right.
Here's what I'll say though. I saw a video the other day from an animal expert, some sort of guy on a podcast, and he was saying that within days, if you die in your house and you have cats, your cats will eat you.
Yeah.
No way.
They'll like chew your head off.
Yeah, they'll start at your head too. They'll chew your head off.
See, they don't have souls.
They were saying
they don't care. They just they've been wanting to eat you this whole time, but they know when you're alive, you're more powerful, so they won't attack you. But cats are always thinking about eating.
No, they said cats don't even wait. As soon as you die, they'll start. Like cats are crazy like that.
Dude, that's why cats are evil, bro.
Dogs are more loyal, and they will wait longer to begin trying to eat you until they're truly starving. And
if they're starving, they have nothing else. They're going to try to survive.
This is why I'm a dog person.
Oh, I get like shivers thinking about that.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Don't you think the cat's constantly thinking about eating you though?
They're wild. I mean, at the end of the day, we domesticate all these animals. They're animals, though. They're not humans, and this is the
animals
distinction.
don't have souls. I don't care what anyone says in the comments. Come for me.
Okay, hold on.
Animals don't have souls.
Dogs, though.
Animals are not humans. I don't care about dogs. Like, I love dogs, but come on, dogs don't have souls either. They're wild animals.
You know why you
Josh.
say that? You never had a dog.
Shut up.
You never had a dog.
I have a bird. Okay, so I have a pet.
No,
Same
birds.
thing.
Birds don't have souls.
My bird. No, I have a parrotlet, and they say parrotlets are smarter than dogs, and they live 20.
Bro.
They live 20 to 25 years.
Oh, I forgot.
So my bird lives longer than a dog. So listen, I have a pet. I get it. I love my bird, but guess what? They're animals. At the end of the day, they're not humans.
I forgot we have bomb sniffing parrotlets that go in and save human lives.
Parrotlets can speak English.
No, they're mimicking English. They're not speaking it.
They can speak English. Parrots speak English. That means they're smart.
Okay, so there is a weird side of dog people. I saw a TikTok the other day of this dog clicking on buttons. Have you seen those dogs? They speak English. They have like they have a pad of like 40 buttons in front of them.
It's pretty cool.
And they'll go over and they'll be like, need food. And then
because they're trained to they're trained to hit it.
Okay, hold on, but let me finish. These crazy dog mom ladies are like, "What, baby? What do you need?" Need food. And they're like,
I haven't seen this yet.
Because
I
it's a
have
pattern.
to see this.
It's a pattern.
Baby, you need food? And then the other dog was like, worried. And she's like, why are you worried? And he's like, upstairs, pool. And she's like, you're worried about the bath? Like, it was, I don't know. I'm worried about the dog. Like, I'm like, are they holding you hostage? You're okay. It's like I'm going to find out for you really quick.
Food.
Need food. I'll find it for you right now. Hold on.
My favorite TikTok dog right now is Winston the Ween. He's just a little wiener dog that goes around and vlogs, and he has a voice. He's great.
Guys, what's wrong with human beings.
It's always dog moms. It's always
like it's just an animal.
It's the same thing as the cat lady thing. Here you go. This isn't the one I saw, but
Do you love me? I love you. Oh, thank you. I love you. Okay. Thank you. I love you too.
okay, hold on, find another one.
I like when the dog started barking. They wrote the caption, "I love you."
Okay, watch this.
Mom, that's me. Hi, Mom.
Like,
This is too far. It's
You're
gone
like,
too
guys,
far.
People love these videos. I watch them. I go, you guys are deranged. This is
It's gone
scary.
too far.
This is weird.
So,
man.
what do you guys think should happen to this guy that slammed a cat in the door?
Lock him up
Yeah,
because
lock him up.
he's about to slam a human being if you don't.
He's going to jail.
Lock him up.
Nope, wrong button. Nice.
Got you, brother.
You going to jail.
You going to jail.
All right, next story. Speaking of jail, and speaking of going to jail,
We have a jail story.
calls are growing for laptop access for prisoners in New Jersey. What do you guys think about this?
Wow, so they want to give computers to prisoners.
They want to get them. They want to get them laptops.
Is this like in a are they talking about a computer lab, or it's like let's give this dude a laptop in his cell? Because there's a big difference
Yeah.
there.
They're not really clear about it, but they're talking about. They're making an argument that this is really good for the rehabilitation process.
But like if you're locked up, like are you like you're in jail because
I could get behind this if it's like they're teaching them how to code or something, like in a class, and like they're that type of rehabilitation.
Yeah.
But I don't think they should just have laptops like in their cells and like just browsing the internet.
just to go on whatever site they want.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting thought. Like, do you have a right to a laptop in prison? So they're making the argument. The Inmate Legal Association has joined the incarcerated man's crusade to get a laptop computer in prison. Stacy Falcon, who's been incarcerated at New Jersey State Prison in Trenton since 1997, sent a letter earlier this month on behalf of the association and prison paralegals urging state corrections officers to permit incarcerated people to move into the 21st century.
But like if you're in prison, aren't you imprisoned and you don't have access to any of this stuff? Doesn't mean you're not in the 21st century. It's just like, hey, you're in jail, so you can't use a laptop.
So here's what she says. Falcon noted that other jails have successfully allowed incarcerated people to use computers. The Bergen County Jail recently created a computer lab for incarcerated people to read material related to their criminal cases, according to the Bergen County Bar Association.
See, I think a computer lab is
That makes
fine.
sense.
I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, I think that
Why not?
the laptop in the headline sound like it elicits an image in our minds that
They're
gut
just
check.
chilling.
We're all kind of like they're like in their cell, like on MySpace.
Nah, I don't think that's what we're talking about here.
Advocates say computer access behind bars can improve both communication with the outside and digital literacy, helping people better re-enter society when they leave prison. New Jersey prisons don't allow internet access or laptops, but have made tablet computers available since 2015 for incarcerated people to send email and videograms, download digital
Videograms. What year are we in?
Bro, we gotta help these guys out.
You want to send
like
the videogram?
like the elf video where your head is in the little dancing elf.
It's like a guy talking to his girl, hey baby, I'm about to send you a videogram. She's like, yo, we're in 2023, bro.
Oh man. So the introduction of tablets has been, for lack of a better word, a godsend to the inmate population, Falcon wrote. We believe laptops would have an even greater impact on the goal of productive rehabilitation. I'd say like with strict parameters, like you know how they make tablets for kids and they're kids tablets and there's only certain things you can actually do on them.
Yeah.
They're super restricted. If they want to have a computer lab with laptops where you can like, you can go on Nexus, Lexus and read about like court cases, or you want to like send an email, I think it's probably fine. The only thing is like with email, you know, you could start sending some emails.
Yeah.
But also they have tablets now. So are they just like kind of like Kindle type tablets, or like can't they access the internet with their tablets already?
I'm assuming so.
So like that's what's interesting. I want to know like what the extent of the tablets they currently have are. But it's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'd be really interested to see what the people at home are thinking about the inmate population. You know, I think.
But you got to think about it too. Also, like if you have a family member in prison, right? Like, would it be cool if you were able to, instead of just writing, you know how people can write letters to people in prison?
Yeah.
How about just like, you know, skip the whole writing process? Let's just do email. It'd be cool to have like be able to email like a loved one.
On the flip side, this is the hot take I'm going to give for this conversation. I don't really have a strong opinion on this, but I'm just playing devil's advocate. Last week we talked about lottery tickets going online. The week before we talked about how we're going to have free Narcan in our pharmacies. Is New Jersey focused on all the wrong stuff? Have we become so empathetic that, the old quote, don't be so open-minded that your brain falls out?
Yes and no. Like, I think...
Like, is there
I think
room,
it just depends.
Like, is there space in the civil discourse of New Jersey to be discussing humane treatment in prison when we have a bunch of teenagers that are obese and our schools aren't doing a proper job of educating our kids? And like, there's all these issues that you could focus on where you're like, state. We talked a little while back about literacy in Newark, where like third graders. The majority of, I think it was every middle school in Newark, third graders couldn't pass the state reading test, right? So it's like there's some serious stuff going on, and it seems like every week we get into these discussions that are just, and maybe it's because the way we aggregate the news, we're pulling aside stories that kind of play into this unintentionally.
Also, all these different stories, these are different people fighting for different causes.
Yes, that's what my point was going to be.
Yeah.
Like, there are people focused on those issues. It's just not as out in the front of the headlines like this might be.
Yeah.
It's a good point.
It's all about what the headline is that week. And also, if you have like that big of a problem, you're probably not going to have an update to share right away. Like, this is going to take time.
Yeah, that's a good point. So it takes time to work out the system.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, what
And
do you
that's
think?
what, like, I think the crazy thing is about being governor or being president or anything like that, because no matter what it is, at what level a decision is, if someone doesn't like it, they blame the person at the top. And it's like, Murphy had nothing to do with that. Like,
well, yeah, the governor's office is involved in zero. My point was more generally, as a culture, have we become so fixated on stuff that I think it's dignifying for someone in prison to be able to go, hey, I can go on a laptop. And I think if it brings dignity to somebody's life, even in the midst of, being locked up for maybe a heinous crime, then so be it. But I think that maybe you're right. Maybe it's just the way the news works. We focus on these big stories, and there is other stuff going on at the same time. That's a good point. I'm not trying to sound like a heartless whatever, but I just think I read the news and I'm like, if I tomorrow could make 5 points of focus, I guess, for the state of New Jersey, it would start immediately with kids. It would be, we're going to do life sentencing for people that distribute child porn or assault kids. We would fix the high school health. We'd restructure gym classes in high school so that kids are actually getting into shape, because I think your mental health is a result of your physical health. We'd make it illegal for people under 16 to use like most of the internet. Like, we would immediately try to focus on fixing all the issues with kids.
So ain't getting any votes from anyone in this state.
I think once I'm in, I'd release the hot takes.
Plan.
You have to wait till you're in.
No, but my point is, like, there's common sense. Okay, so the internet thing is obviously I'm being a bit crazy, but like, there's common sense stuff we could do to make this state a lot better. And it would be, I think it starts with children because they're the most vulnerable people. And then you work out from children.
But also the future.
And you work into other issues like, hey, we got to figure out congestion. We got to figure out tolls. But when you start with like the stuff that I think we have to figure out, how do we make, because this generation of people are already adults. So how do we figure out the next generation? How do we figure out a way to make them better than us? And that would be kind of the perspective I think I'd go with. A lot of the stuff we focus on seems to be like, hey, you could buy a lottery ticket on the internet now. And I know that's not like the governor's priority. We have a gambling association or whatever that's working that out. I just think that, what are we doing? Like, there's so many things that could easily, like, when was the last time you heard legislation anywhere where you're like, oh, that's awesome, I'm really excited about that?
Exactly. Like, Murphy didn't even include Union County in Central Jersey. Like, I'm
and
pissed.
that's really what this comes down to. I'm annoyed.
I'm just pissed off right now. I don't even know what else to say.
All I'm saying here from this conversation is the next governor election in Jersey is 2025. You have to be 30 years old to run. Are you going to be 30 by then?
I'll be 30 in 2024.
Amazing. So you can start your campaign now.
I should just campaign for the governorship, you're saying?
Use the podcast as like your platform. Josh, oh my gosh, wait, you're already going to have like a head start.
I think I could probably get 2% of the vote if I went hardcore. 2% in the primary election of whatever party I was in.
I'll vote for you, bro.
So like if I ran as a,
I think it's a run as an independent.
I'd run as an independent, which would mean I'm going to lose automatically. But if I ran as an independent, no political affiliation to a party, and I think I could get like 2% of the 20,000 people that vote in the primary.
Yeah,
we could motivate. I think like how 2% of 20,000 people. It'd be like less than 2,000 people, less than 1,000 people.
I mean, we can get your face on a billboard. That'd be pretty cool.
It'd be like 400 people.
It'd be 400 people, yeah.
We could motivate 400 people in New Jersey to go to a primary to vote, I think.
I
mean, yeah. And then obviously you're going to run ads. You're going to get yourself on billboards.
There's not only 20,000 people that vote in a primary. There's a lot, but I'm joking. I would never run for office. I wouldn't want to.
Never say never. A wise man once told me.
Isn't that Justin Bieber? That said that?
Yeah, it's one of my favorite songs. I will never.
And just for the record, I just looked it up. 600,000 people cast ballots in the primary election. So I would not get 2% of that.
Oh, way off.
I might be able to get 0.003% of it, but 2% is pretty aggressive. So, all right. Last story of the day. A man vacationing in Wildwood, New Jersey found a message in a bottle from Ireland.
This is pretty cool.
Yeah, this is great.
I've always wanted to send a message in a bottle.
I've done it. I threw it off the Valley Road waterfall when I was a little kid.
Anyone ever get back to you?
Nope, never did. I mean, it probably made it to the little island there, and it's just been
Did you leave a
under.
phone number or anything for them to contact you?
I forgot. I was in the 5th grade.
You probably
or something.
didn't. That's why.
I don't know.
So this guy, Frank Bolger, was with family on the beach when they saw a bottle on the water's edge covered in seaweed. I saw the bottle and I was getting ready to throw it out, and I noticed there was a note inside of it, so we saved it. They weren't able to get it open until they got back to their vacation home in Wildwood. That's when they realized it had traveled over 3,000 miles. Greetings from Ireland. I have thrown this bottle into the sea for someone to find another day, the note reads. Maybe it's traveled down to Africa or to Iceland. I won't know if someone's found this, but I hope it's found. The message was dated July 17th, 2019. It's simply signed Oife. How would you say that name? A-O-I-F-E.
Oife.
Oife. Another thing that struck us is North Wildwood is a huge Irish-American community. So I'm like, what are the odds of finding this? Said Bolger. I don't know. It seems surreal. How cool is that it made it all the way across the Atlantic Ocean?
Awesome.
Think about the journey of this bottle.
It took 40 years too, bro.
That's awesome.
That's a long time.
Wow. I kind of want to throw a message in a bottle.
I know. Same here. We should write a message and see where it ends up.
This guy says he's getting emails now from Irish TV stations. So I'm going to do an interview, he said, on Irish radio at 1 a.m. Pretty cool.
Wait, is that who's doing the interview? The guy who found it or Oife?
Yeah, the guy that found it. Oife hasn't been identified yet.
Oh, you think Oife found out about this?
I want to look up if that's how you say that name.
Oife, are you watching this TikTok right now? Are you listening to the podcast? Oife, where you at? That'd be really, really cool. Oife.
Here you go. You ready?
We are looking at how to pronounce the traditional Irish name spelled A-O-I-F-E. You can pretty much ignore the first two letters when you pronounce it and simply say Aoife.
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 So it's not Oife, it's Aoife.
We were way off. So Aoife, I hope that they're able to make contact with Aoife. Or Aoife should have left a phone number. What was Aoife doing?
Maybe he was a little boy.
Maybe
They
yeah.
were beating up on this kid. Maybe he was like a 9-year-old.
Yeah, his parents were like, yeah, no one's ever going to find this. Have fun. Throw your message in a bottle. They got to find Aoife.
They got to find Aoife now. He's probably a little kid because he said maybe it'll make it to Africa.
We should do it. We should make 10 different bottles with the same message, with leaving a phone number and stuff, and just drop it off at different points. Along the
mailbag
Eastern
number.
Seaboard. Yeah, leave the mailbag number.
I love
5
that.
years from now, we get a Google voice notification.
That's really funny.
Found your bottle.
There's something special about a message in a bottle.
Yeah, for sure.
It's kind of it's kind of the same as attaching a message to a pigeon. It's where's that pigeon going to take your message?
Yeah.
We should do
pigeon.
that. A carrier pigeon.
Garden State carrier pigeons?
Yo. Can you buy a carrier pigeon these days?
I'm sure. What's
On
that website?
those exotic animal pages? Because you can't just attach a message to your average, everyday pigeon, like in New York City. It's not going to do anything. How do you find a wise pigeon that's going to carry a message for you?
You guys ever seen or heard about pigeon-guided missiles?
No.
So there were these missiles back in World War II. And what they do is they train pigeons to look at a screen and peck at a target. And then if they pecked it hard enough, a seed, like a little treat would come out for them.
Wow.
So
Wow.
they put these pigeons in a missile, and the missile would be looking at basically like imagine a missile flying over the ocean looking at a battleship, and as it's coming down, the pigeon would be pecking the screen to guide the missile.
That's
and be
crazy.
pecking the ship. Pretty interesting, but I don't know.
So I don't know why this like surprises me because there's a club for everything in the world, but we should join the New Jersey All Breed Pigeon Club.
Ooh.
Yeah, the New Jersey All Breed
wow.
Pigeon Club is dedicated to promoting all breeds of different pigeons.
I didn't know there was another breed of pigeon. I thought they all just like were the
No.
pigeons you see in New York.
Nope,
Pigeons aren't native to New York. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
They were brought over, I think, from England.
Yeah, this club is based in Burlington County.
Oh my gosh.
What, Josh?
The cost of an average pigeon can vary depending on the breeder, but they go between $400 and $1,000. But you could actually purchase a carrier pigeon.
Cool.
So
Good to know.
can I buy what's a homing pigeon?
It comes home.
It's important to keep their primary trait of homing in mind. That doesn't mean they're coming home.
No, that's what the point of it is. Like it's gonna come back to its original location.
Because I'm trying to like send letter. If I could send a letter from like where I live to Josh's house, like through a
pigeon.
trained pigeon, that'd be pretty.
Instead of just sending him a text message, be like, "Oh, you want to hang out later?"
Think about the possibilities of what we could actually make happen with a carrier pigeon in this podcast.
When I go fully off grid, finally, I'm going to be using pigeons.
I'll do some research this week. You could probably buy some for like I just said, like $100.
In the old movies, you used to watch these old movies where they had pigeons flying around with notes. What always blew my mind is how small their handwriting had to be because it's a little tiny scroll they're putting in the back.
Yeah.
It's like a 2x2 piece of paper. So like, what could the message really be on that?
Right? It can't be too much on
Like,
it.
hello, bye.
IFA.
IFA. All right. And with that, that's the end of this episode. Thank you all for listening to the Garden State Podcast. We will be back next Friday with all the news you need to hear in New Jersey. Have an amazing weekend. We'll see you then.
If you want to support the show, you can check out thegardenstate.com for all your Jersey merch needs, mugs, hats, shirts, hoodies, stickers, all the above. Check it out, support the show, and get some Jersey merch on you. It looks really good and it feels great.
I love that.
Love you guys. Thanks for listening to the show this week. We'll see you guys next Friday.
Later, bye.
Bye.
You're listening to the Garden State. The Dirty Jers.